Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the DC film The Flash. Now, as you know, The Flash is a 2023 superhero film that is meant to be based on the popular character The Flash, as well as being the 13th film in the DC Extended Universe. Now, I remember watching the film during a sort of drink night with one of my roommates. I know the film did get mixed reviews, and I get it, the film did become a box office bomb, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding Ezra Miller, but I personally wanted to watch the film more as a DC fan, and not kind of seeing the film as a box office bomb. So the premise of the film is meant to focus on Barry Allen, who is still living his normal day life. We see him helping Bruce Wayne deal with things in Gotham City and Central City. We kind of see how, after helping Batman as well as Wonder Woman stop a bank robbery, we kind of see how, Barry Allen wants to try to prove his father's murder. And we do kind of see how Barry Allen unintentionally goes further into the Speed Force and learns more that he can go back in time. And you can tell Bruce Wayne is justifiably trying to warn him that if he does this, he can make unnecessary problems or consequences. So in doing so, Barry ends up going back in time, trying to prevent his mum from getting murdered, and this is where he ends up in an alternative timeline with an alternative version of himself, and things being a lot different. I think what the film gets right at is that it's using elements of Flashpoint. And the point of Flashpoint is meant to remind about being careful about going back in time, being careful of not kind of screwing up history. And the point of what Bruce Wayne says is true, is that our past, our events, and what happened to us is what makes us stronger. And sometimes trying to go back in time is never gonna fix things. You're gonna make things worse. And I kind of think the point of Barry Allen in this film is that his mindset is different. He kind of wants things to work. He kind of has to kind of expect things to happen. I think it's like looking at Marinette in Miraculous Ladybug. Like, when she uses her lucky charm, she has to think through the situations. And when something happens, she knows she messes up, but has to kind of live with it. And I think what the film also gets right at is bringing back Michael Keaton as an alternative version of Bruce Wayne. And I actually think Michael Keaton does a good job as returning for Bruce Wayne. Because, one, Michael Keaton can play this really gruff but much older Batman. And it kind of shows them that, they're still using elements from the Tim Burton films, like the Joker's laugh bag, the old bat suit, the bat jet, and the old tech and stuff. And it really shows that they were paying attention. And I think the point of Barry as well, meeting his alternative self, is that, his alternative self is meant to be less experienced. He's gonna let his emotions affect him in some way. The point of Barry from the original timeline is trying to help mentor him, help him kind of see the bigger picture, and kind of helping him realize that, his powers will take time, and that he's not in league as his own. And I think what also the film gets right, much like with Flashpoint, is seeing how other characters are affected by the sort of new timeline, like Aquaman not being born, Wonder Woman doesn't exist, Victor Stone yet to become Cyborg, and we've seen this in Flashpoint, like Thomas Wayne being Batman, also like Superman being kept in captivity, like Hal Jordan not being Green Lantern. The point of the story is meant to remind you, if you change one thing in history, you can end up making unnecessary problems, or make things a lot worse. And I think it's a shame that I think a lot of people criticise the film and about the third act. But really, I think the point about the third act is meant to remind you, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you want things to kind of be fixed, things aren't always going to be fixed, and that not every problem is going to be resolved. And I think the point of Barry learning this and trying to remind his alternative self is just him being much older, much wiser now, and just seeing the full harm of the consequences of his actions. But I think it's a shame that, yeah, this film did become a big box office bomb. I think this also had to have been done due to the facts of what happened with Ezra Miller, and also, like, yeah, a lot of pullbacks from it being released. I can understand that. And I think it's clear from the ending that they were probably going to build up Batgirl for the next series. But I think it was probably for the best they sort of shelved it after what happened with Batwoman. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs up. It's enjoyable, it's not bad, and I think this film did deserve better. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.